Hi everyone, welcome back to the San Francisco Indie Fest 2026. I'm Lucy Hanna, one of the programmers, and I'm glad to discuss today with Natasha, one of the very special actresses in our film Jump Scare. It's one of those films that you will never forget. It's very funny, it's spunky, it has its own character, it's out there, and it's unusual in its visuals and its story. And of course, if you've watched it already, then you'll know exactly what I'm referring to. If not, then definitely you will just find yourself saying the same thing. Welcome, Natasha. So happy to have you. Thank you for doing the interview with me and for being open to discuss your film.
Yeah,
Uh,
my
if you
pleasure.
if you wouldn't mind, first of all, introducing yourself to the audience for those who don't know you, I would love them to know more about you.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me. And it's such an honor to be here talking about this film. I'm really, really excited for people to see it. My name is Natasha Estrada, and I play Karen, the evil villain, cannibalistic villain next door. And yeah, and this was really such a dream project to be a part of. Like it's so exciting that it's finally here and people are getting to see it. And the entire process was just such a dream, really.
Definitely, it's a dream. It's like a fever dream.
Yeah, it's a good way to
I
put
like
it.
right. It's like almost a fever dream here.
Mhm.
Everything in the film was very special, and as an actress, definitely I know that for an actor, having an antagonist or the bad people usually they are very important in drama because they drive drama. But you cannot have a film based of angels all the time and like a very morally correct people. There has to be the evil factor that drives secretly the drama. Without evil, if you take evil out of the film, there's nothing. Just everyone is living an ordinary day, and uh, if you can give me a little bit insight on how you got cast into the film. Why did you decide to make the choices you made? How did you end up on screen? Someone that I couldn't recognize when I saw in real life. I was like, who are you? What are you doing here? I could make a guess, but like, who are you? You don't look
I
like
love that.
you. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I love a villain. I think watching them is really compelling. I'm always, even as a viewer, really fascinated and interested in why this person is the way that they are and why are they making the choices that they're making? What fuels them? And so um when I saw the casting and also my agent sent it to me and it was really exceptional and it stood out right away because even the description was really fantastic. It was this
What kind of log line is that?
I actually don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember reading like the log line and being like, I'm in. I
Yeah.
gotta do this. And anyway, the thing that really struck me was it also came with a deck and a visual deck of how the director saw the film. And it was so, I had chills. I just like immediately, I totally got it. I got the vision and I was so excited about it. And as I read the script, it was just, it was thrilling, just because I could really visualize, I could see it. And it seemed like such an exciting project to be a part of. And yeah, the casting process was I have a really tremendous makeup artist friend of mine. Her name's Kat Bardot, and she works in a lot of really big film and television projects. And she is a huge horror fan as well. And she really wanted me to get this part. So I went all
Regarding
out.
it.
Yeah, I went all out for the audition. Like I had her do my makeup, and I did my hair, kind of similar. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I did it
the
up. Yeah.
finished take
Product.
was the finished product was sort of derived, I think, from that. I got an eye patch, like I went and I got an eye patch for my scene. I dressed, in a according in the era and just the whole, I mean, I went for it. And I even like lit my audition to make me look much more mean and I shot it really close to my face
Yeah.
and yeah, I just loved. She even had like a foghorn leghorn. I might be dating myself with that reference, but accent kind of like just is it was sort of, I don't know, New Orleans. It was a little southern, but it's not. It was
Yeah.
really and it was really low and kind of, like this like and
Gothic.
she had a lot of mannerisms that were
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
gritty and yeah, her backstory, I think originally in the script she was a doctor and she had lost her license because she was doing some shady shit.
Obviously.
And yeah, I don't know if
And
we
she's stuck
stuck.
doing it.
Yeah, so so yeah, that was it. And I it's one of those things, it's like I almost have never wanted a job so bad. I just really wanted to be a part of this world. And really that's a tribute to Donnie, the director and the writer. He really is so special and I think so unique and really has such a visionary kind of approach to everything, and working with him was so wonderful because he knew exactly what he wanted. He had built this world and these characters and knew exactly how he wanted it to look. And I really love films that kind of have a um I mean, you'll see when you see it. And Lucy, there's so many. I've seen reviews, people say it's kind of like Quentin Tarantino, but it's kind of like Rob Zombie, but it's kind of like Wes Anderson. And it's like,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
it's
like you
all of
got that
those.
color palette, you got that grittiness, you got that punk, and you got that
Yeah.
in your face kind of thing. And
That's
actually,
surreal. It does feel like you're in
I
a
could feel all
nightmare.
these people jumping, like the inspiration, the reference, maybe of like jumping out of the screen already.
Yeah. And so the process, I mean, of transforming into Karen was, I mean, it was honestly, it was so fun. When I got this job, I mean, I remember he called me to tell me and I think I just like screamed. I was just like
You're so happy.
I
Yeah.
could not wait. And the whole experience did not disappoint. It's like every day I woke up just feeling like the luckiest person alive
Wow.
to be a part of it. It was so fun. Yeah.
That's that's definitely a very special thing. You're definitely lucky if you get to do what you love. You never have to work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. And I know it feeds you as an actress. It satisfies you. It satisfies the energy that you want to let out. I know some actors have their own you know approach for the bad guys when they want to be the bad guys. But definitely it gives you more room to show your skills and it
Yeah, and
it
he was also another, praise to him is that he just trusted me and he really gave me so much. I just kind of went for it in my audition. Maybe he'll let me post it. But in my audition, I just like went balls to I mean, I went all out on this woman and he really always just like encouraged me to make bold choices, and to have fun with it. And so as an actor too, I think you're auditioning, constantly, you're constantly just, you don't hear anything or you don't get the job and then you see it happen. And it can be really defeating and soul sucking, but at the same time, it's your passion. So you can't, I mean, sometimes I wish I could just quit, but I can't.
better
It's
do
like
this.
you have that thing. And so when you finally feel seen and somebody makes you feel like, yeah, yeah, that's totally
Let's
it.
do it.
It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes they say if you keep showing up, you will eventually get somewhere. And sometimes you're fighting for something and it doesn't happen, and then
yeah,
something else completely, not even in your wildest dreams, happens to you, and you're just very happy and satisfied. And I'm so happy that you got that opportunity. And since you are the bad person, the Karen, literally
yes,
and metaphorically.
yes, totally.
One of the very special things about this film is how um, it's still punk. It's there's like chainsaw saws and like blood and but it was never inaccessible. Like for someone like me, I'm very sensitive to those scenes. I just live it all. I live inside the
Yeah.
film. When these things like burst into my face, um, I get irritated. And this film was not like that. I felt that Donnie, if you can tell me more how he was managing the location and what directions and beats and his plan, especially you had the heavy load of the blood and the chainsaws and everything was happening in your own home. Uh, was that intentional that you do not gross out, you do not shock? You still like you guys created almost a choreography for those scenes. Was that intentional? Like where was that
I
planned from the beginning?
Yeah, I think that the thing that's sort of special about this film for hardcore horror people, it may not hit that horror mark. I think it's almost like a great entryway into horror, for a lot of people. Um, people like my mom and I have friends too that are like, "Ugh, I just like I want to see it, I want to support you, but it looks like really gory."
But
And
sorry, not
yes,
this time.
it does have the great camp. I think that's what I love about it. It's campy. It is so, and it's kind of like in a John Waters, and those are the films that I grew up loving. I love an over the top. I love characters that stay with you. That could be a Halloween costume. Like I'm gonna see
Yeah,
Karen at
you're
Halloween.
definitely my Halloween costume for this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Just send me the glasses. I want it.
Yeah, right. And so yes, I think all of that. I mean, the locations that we shot at, they did such a tremendous job because we had to stay in this like crusty motel because it was the only hotel in this area. I mean, we were really, really far out in a secluded area. And then even from the hotel motel, we had to drive, another 30 minutes just down like this long winding road. There were barely any lights on the road. So even driving into work, like to set every day, it was like it would already start because you felt
Happening.
like you were in a horror
You're
film
going through the
going to
phases
work.
already. It's a
Yeah.
horror film getting there, you know?
Yeah, and there's nothing. It's just
You're
like
already
these
warmed up.
empty fields, or sometimes you'd see like a random, I don't know, it just all felt so eerie, and you almost like were questioning yourself, like, did I just see something? Was that something,
Yeah.
like driving in. And
Am
then
I being hunted?
yeah, exactly. So I felt like that really was good preparation
Yeah.
for as it were. And then the set itself, the location itself, my home, yeah, I mean it looked just like that, It really, so you just really felt immersed in it. You felt immersed in that world immediately. It was very easy to be in it and to make choices because you felt like, yeah, this is my house and this is what's happening. So I think they did a really great job. Everybody on the crew was so wonderful. And yeah, there was a lot of thought put into the way that people were
The
how do
mise en scène and how do you, yeah.
yeah, and how those scenes were executed. So, and there was always still a lightness about it. I know that seems so contradictory
No,
because
no, no. It was actually yeah, very, very well, almost
there's
like
humor, and I love that the girls are, badasses in a
yeah, they
way
are.
too, and they find their own, and no matter what hits them, they still come out in this yeah, as a badass. They're on top. So I think that also helps drive. There's not so you're kind of in on it with everybody as opposed to feeling like, oh no, that it's going to be devastating.
Well, definitely, all characters in the film are very attractive for any actor that wants to look different and wants to show a part of them that you. I don't think you can ever show it in real life, but
Yeah.
it's there and you wanna show it out there. One of also the great things that I found about this film was that even though it's considered a comedy, like there's laughter and it's sarcastic or
Yeah.
in some sort. It's heavily critical, by the way. Like there's like beneath the the visuals and like the whole story, there's like some mini criticism to certain things. But I noticed that none of you, and I think Donnie maybe that. if you can tell me how he directed you guys and got you that in that space. You were not, some films would usually resort to exaggeration and overacting and almost being a caricature rather than a real
Mhm.
person. But you guys were dead serious. All of you were like really serious, and you were not overdoing it. You were a Karen by the book. You know what I mean? And you were not like trying to resort to overacting or show off more than you really need in the way that your character would be served. You did not try to do that. You never resorted. How did Donnie direct the beats for you?
Yeah, again, I think he just from day one, like even from the uh breakdown process of sending out the castings, he just knows what he wants. He has this vision and he sees it. And everybody, every actor, oh, everybody was so good. I mean, Nova, Virgil, Chris Reed, who plays Virgil, my son. I think everybody just nailed it. Everyone seemed to already come with like a natural instinct for their character and a really incredible understanding of that. And that really played out in the dynamics too. You have the one who's kind of the straight man and very dry humor. And I feel like all of the characters really balanced out that way. And yeah, I think Donnie, he was so involved in every step of the process and was kind of right there to guide everything. And it's interesting because it just seems like it was such one of those things where everybody just worked so well. Like everybody showed up and did their part so well. All of the actors were so talented. So it's not like he was micromanaging. I think he chose the right people from the get-go and he trusted them. He trusted all of us to show up and do it. And yeah, and that's it. And his vision is really what brings all of it together and to life. But I think a lot of that was probably just in the prep from knowing like what he wanted from the get-go. And so when it all came together, it worked. It all
Definitely
everybody,
worked. It
yeah.
definitely worked. Yeah, I didn't find that there was any form of begging in the film to get a specific reaction. Everything was like very serious, and that made it very special. Like you could actually see a character behave in this exact way in real life. Like
Yeah,
talking exact. So speaking of the casting and the crew and all these crazy people around,
yeah.
how was it going between you guys? You're supposed to hate each other. Were you also like keeping the method and hating each other behind the scenes, or?
I mean, it was hard to hate those girls.
Yeah,
They were
right. So
all
how could you do that?
yeah, but I did sort of keep myself separate.
Mm.
And that was just a choice on my
Technique.
part. I needed to not like them so much. And so even I spent a lot of time just kind of solo. And the space, again, the location was so massive and there was so much to explore. There was like junky cars and that crazy trailer where the brothers are with the chainsaw. There was so much to kind of you could just really escape. So I tried to, and they were really working on bonding together, so they spent their time together, but I didn't want to get too close.
Yeah,
So I sort of just did my own thing, ate my lunch, by myself or with
separate. Yeah.
crew sometimes, and
Yeah.
then or in my trailer, and then that was really it. But every I mean, everybody is just was so tremendous. They were so good and nailed it and everybody was just in it. And I think the conditions, it was really cold or it was really hot because we were way out in sort of a desert
Yeah.
area. So all of the elements really contributed to it being a really harmonious, you know, collection of I don't know, it was like the best case scenario, really.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
how I personally prepared. And I really loved Karen. I mean, I just like went down
We
the
love the
schedule.
Karen. Natasha loves the Karen.
It was just so fun
Yeah.
that sorry, my computer is gonna die, so I'm just plugging it in here.
No problem.
So I
The
lost my light.
shenanigans of being a Karen, you know.
Yeah. Um, but Yeah, I loved that character so much that I just kept myself immersed in her, I don't know, her
Her
craziness.
world, her world. You
Yeah,
didn't
her
judge the
world.
character, you just believed in her. Because you know, when the actor judges the character, it shows. But
Mm,
if you try to blend and understand, even in a comedy, even in the
yeah.
easiest characters, you have to still understand your character and just believe in the same train of thoughts that they have so he can actually be the character. But if you
Yeah.
help them, you're not gonna. And what you did on set, actually, like in bigger sets and other films, sometimes they isolate a certain. I don't want any bond to form between you and the other because this is gonna might show somehow on screen, and that's not gonna serve the drama. So. Definitely, it's not a bad thing. You're not really throwing a full Karen. You're just doing your
Yeah, and it
thing.
sort of
Yeah.
worked out because they shot a week before I did. So
Yeah.
I think that they were really able to bond and they kind of had this, this click. They had their own special thing. And so when I came in, I used everything. It's kind of like I'm coming in as the outsider and yeah. Not I mean everybody was amazing to me. So that's what I mean. It was harder to hate people.
Oh
And
no,
not
no.
to like them because everyone was
There's no hate at
lovable.
all. There's
Yeah.
no hate at all. Well, definitely. I'm sure it was a very good experience, and it shows on the screen how there was still love in this film. Everything was
Oh, that's so
very
nice
well
to hear.
set and very well ordered. Um, that takes me to, I'd say, the final part of our interview. Um, What would you hope for you and as a part of the bigger crew and that the audience walk away with after they watch the film?
I think honestly joy and like a fuck yeah. I think what is really exciting about this film is that it is so different. It's kind of like a kick in the pants. It is all of these different elements. It feels fresh, but also nostalgic in a lot of ways. Like it does, there are these hints of other great filmmakers. And there's this really funny, I mean, there's this whole funny bit in where the girls are all talking about tropes, and being like,
Yeah.
oh, we can't do that. It's already been done. And they're like, no, that's why it works. People want to see that. They love knowing. And so, I think it lends itself really well to that. I mean, this isn't like a unique story that we've never seen, but it's the way that it's done.
Executed. Yeah.
It's so special. And I hope that it just like you can get so oh, things can be so oversaturated and you're kind of just seeing the same thing over and over again. And this for me it just like ignited a whole childlike wonder in a way. Like it was so cool to see these elements of like animation or the this
The
drum
graphics and
sequence
yeah,
and the
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 post-production
chord,
part.
but like
Yeah.
yeah, and how it's done in this campy, fun way. It really reminded me of films that inspired me as a kid because these people were visionaries. There are people that took bold chances and stood out, and I think that relates in a lot of ways to what we can take away from this film, not only in our creative, endeavors, but also in our lives. And right now, I think that's needed more than ever is for people to take bold action and really in a world or society that's trying to make you be one way or to
Hmm.
you know,
One size
it's
fits all, and all
yeah,
sides
it's so fun to see
blended.
something that just kind of like, whoa, that you
No,
can
I'm
really
not.
go for it. And
Yeah.
again, that was really the part I am so grateful to Donnie because I really feel like to have somebody see you and what you're doing and get it and that everybody was along for this wild ride and that's really what the film is. It's just like a fun wild
Yeah,
ride.
definitely it was wild, it was fun, it was unusual. People disappear or explode or but there was still a line of morale and underneath like the girls going through hell and almost barely like a couple of them remaining, and
Yeah,
they're
and that
still
was
trying
really
to
great.
find the guy that probably has been
Yeah,
eaten by chainsaws, but like they never give up. They want to see that there's a
yeah,
moral still. It's not just about being funny or funky or punky or whatever. There's still a moral standard that or a moral message that is being conveyed in the film. I really enjoyed it. I laughed. I enjoyed the visuals. It's very visually satisfying, and like you said, it doesn't go with the flow. It has its own characters, and
yeah. And it's
it's very
also
good.
like all of
Yeah,
these strong women
yeah,
characters.
yeah.
Even Karen, she's a badass
Definitely
in her
strong.
own right. So I love that too, just to see a film that is in a genre where so often women are, the victim, or
Yeah.
it's great just to see such a large cast of so many women in this.
Yeah, and taking both sides, the protagonist and the antagonist.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
definitely, they say that the antagonist is what actually stays in the mind. They get all the attention somehow subconsciously
Well,
because they're
good,
the
because
bad
I think
guys, right?
Karen needs an
They're the
origin
bad guys. Yeah.
story.
You'll empathize with the antagonist and with the protagonists, but at the end of the day, the bad guy will be the one with like you might dream of one day.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
sure.
I would love to see a Karen origin story. I would love to see the story of like how she got that eye patch. What happened to her eye? Where did
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, right. Like the backstory of what.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. There are always rooms to tell more stories, and like you said, um, there are 34 dramatic themes in drama. We've been told millions of times.
Yeah.
It's not about the story or how many themes you have in your stories, like how you're telling the story and the people, the characters, and how they're built and how they are portrayed on the screen. That's what makes your story worth listening to. I would like to thank you for joining me. Thank you for making the film, and I hope everyone enjoys the film. Do you have any final words for the audience before we end?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Lucy, for having me. And I it was such a joy to be a part of this project, and I'm so excited for people to see it and to just go into it. Yeah, take the ticket, buy the ticket, take the ride. Is that what they say? Like
Right?
yeah, yeah,
It's
be
definitely
ready
worth it.
to go on the journey and with an open mind. And it's a really fun experience.
It is definitely an experience, and it's definitely
An adventure.
an adventure, a wild ride. Thank you very much, Natasha. It was my
Thank
pleasure
you.
to know
Thank
you
you so
and
much.
to learn about your art and to watch you on screen. And good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.